And today's the day. Are we going to get a spot Ethereum ETF? But you know what? Besides that, we have good news on the crypto front, at least the start of good news on the crypto front. My name is Matt Deemer. This is Daily Crypto News. And boom, bop, beep, bop, boom, de boom, psh, psh, bam. I channeled my inner John Boy there. Let's get it straight into it. The United States House of Representatives, they vote to approve the Financial Innovation and Technology Act for the 21st century, 279 to 136. And they had a strong showing of House Democrats. 71 Democrats and 208 Republicans voted in favor of the bill. Now, why am I surprised by the 71 Democrats? Because they thought they only had around 20, maybe 25 Democrats that were going to support. And all in all, 71 came and showed up to vote yes on the bill. So why did Democrats vote yes on this bill? Well, Josh Getmer from New Jersey, he said, well, we need rules of the road. And this bill is well-reasoned, thoughtful, bipartisan legislation. And it's fit to become law if we work together. Now, this is big because they're bucking the ranking member of the Democrats on the House Financial Service Committee, Maxine Waters, who was strongly against this bill. And going into this vote, she said things like, they, meaning the crypto space, has already made billions of dollars unlawfully issuing and facilitating and buying and selling of crypto securities. You see how she's calling them securities. She continued and said, and Republicans are now proposing to reward illegal activities by making those activities legal. Anyway, 71 Democrats obviously didn't believe that rhetoric and voted for it. I am ashamed to say that not one Democrat in Ohio voted for FIT-21. And I'll tell you why. Because this bill is going to the Senate. Senator Brown, I assume, is against this bill, and he's running for Senate. So the House Democrats and fellow Ohioans do not want to piss off the senator that is running for Senate right now and going to be a leading voice of opposition to this bill when it hits the Senate. Those are my thoughts. Anyway, I really hope that this gets passed through the Senate. Obviously, the biggest thing on everybody's mind this morning is the Ethereum ETF. Is it going to be approved? Is it not going to be approved? The deadline is today. It's deadline day. And the SEC has to make a choice to approve or not approve. How many times are I going to say that today? Sources close to the SEC say that the regulator has shown signs of warming up to the idea of allowing the Ethereum ETFs to trade. And they say that the decision is going to be made within hours. And within the time between now and the time that they're going to make the decision, the United States lawmakers are sending messages to the SEC saying, confirm. And this is according to the political news outlet Politico. Other signs that the issuers or the applicants for the Ethereum ETF are trying to get their ducks in order last minute. BlackRock, Grayscale, Bitwise, they updated their 19B forms in rush of the possible approval. These 19B forms are updating the provisions for staking ETH. People are saying that if they have those provisions in there to stake ETH, then that's probably going to be a roadblock. I agree. How do you even deal with that? So the language now is neither the trust, nor the sponsor, nor the Ether custodian, nor any other person associated with the trust will, directly or indirectly, engage in action where any portion of the trust ETH becomes subject to the Ethereum proof of stake validation or is used to earn additional ETH or generate income or other earnings, says the BlackRock filing. So the mere fact that they're rushing to update these last minute is a sign that maybe we have an approval today. Again, I'm skeptical, normal Matt, but until it's done, it's not done. The Federal Communications Commission has put out some new rules about AI in political ads. Basically, they must be labeled. If artificial intelligence is tapped to create a political advertisement, its use must be disclosed, according to this new proposal. And this comes about 3 months after an AI-generated robocall was targeting voters in New Hampshire, claiming to be Joe Biden and telling them to stay home. The FCC tweeted, disclosing the use of AI in political ads makes elections more transparent. Today, we are taking the first step with our proposal that makes clear consumers have the right to know when AI tools are being used in political ads that they see on radio and TV. So while Biden is calling for the banning of AI voice impersonators, Congressional candidate for Ohio's 7th District, Matt Deemer. Who the hell is that guy? He partnered with an AI developer, Civics. It's funny to read the article and then all of a sudden see your race and your name and what you're doing in your race used as the article. Well, cool. So anyway, I guess I got to continue with this. Anyway, this Matt Deemer character, is using AI to leverage engagement with voters. Matt Deemer is on the record for saying, "Systems like Civics allow me to put my voice out there to the people." That would be over 730,000 citizens throughout the state. It's no different than sending blogs, emails, text messages, TikToks, or tweets. This is another way for people to interact with me, and I have more of a connection. According to this article, and it is true, I was the host of the Decrypt Daily, which they are saying that it's called GM Podcast in here because they changed the name and it's absolutely horrible. But, one way I was trying to differentiate the campaign was that I was using crypto. And look, I've been in crypto for so long that it just only made sense. It wasn't because I was using it for a political tool, it's because I wanted to support crypto. If you go to Do They Support on Twitter or at Do They Support It on Twitter, you'll see that they have a website with all the people who support crypto. And they say that Matt is endorsed and has a very pro-crypto stance. But here's the thing. Why do I want to incorporate crypto to my campaign? Why do I want to try out AI? It's this new technology is coming out and people are going to use it. The fact is if new technology comes out so you can be more productive, so you can cut costs or expand your reach or do any of those things or all of those things, and you're not using them, you're at a disadvantage. The other reason is, you know how many legislators, elected officials, or people who are running for office that have absolutely no technological acumen, that they don't know anything about what's happening online? They don't know anything that's really happening in general, or if they know of the thing, they don't actually know what it does. And that's what I don't want to be. And I don't want to be that as a 44-year-old man. I don't want to be that as a 70-year-old man. I just don't want to go throughout life and this technology starts coming out, these things start happening, and I don't know anything about them. I just let it wash over me. And so me getting involved in any way I can with this technology, AI, VR, AR, crypto, blockchain, Bitcoin, whatever, allows me to confidently try to run for office and say, when I get there, I will absolutely make a rational, informed decision about these topics. Unlike people who don't know anything, that's going to be easily manipulated by lobbyists, big money, and somebody dangling a carrot in front of them for future benefits. Something I don't want to do. Something I won't do. Speaking of the government is asking for 5 to 7 years for former FTX executive Ryan Salame. In September, he pleaded guilty to 2 counts for campaign finance violations and operating an unlicensed money transmitting business. By acting as a straw donor, the government says Salame helped pump more than $100 million in illegal contributions through the U.S. political system to help support Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX legislative priorities. Salame is scheduled to be sentenced in Manhattan on May 28th, 5 days from now. Apparently, a loan, this is outside of the FTX slush fund that they had, but apparently alone, he gave nearly $23 million almost exclusively to Republicans and right-leaning PACs. And I think this is just part of the plan. SBF gave almost exclusively to Democrats, and Ryan gave almost exclusively to the GOP. So basically, they had their guys, and no matter what happened, they had money and stake in the game. And finally, 2 final headlines really quick that I want to give you. Number 1 is it looks like in the next month, Bitcoin is going to come to MetaMask. And finally, number 2, everybody's reporting that Trump is the first presidential campaign to accept crypto, and that is not true. So far, from what I know, it's RFK Jr. He was at Bitcoin 2023. He started accepting Bitcoin then. He's always been a pro-crypto candidate. And so just watch the narratives that Trump is being very pro-crypto. It seems like he's softening on it because, one, it's really hard not to. He's been doing NFTs and trading Ethereum for quite some time. Now he's incorporated into his campaign. But let's just not say he's been first, because that actually was a bold move by RFK Jr. Now, let's get into those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
And the time is 9:27 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Fear of greed is at 66. We are greedy, but we're going toward the neutral. Yes, the hype is wearing off, or we're becoming fearful that the ETF is not going to get approved. While Bitcoin's sitting at $69,263, down 0.8% in 24. Ethereum's at $3,834, up 3.7%, or 29% in 7. Tether's number 3. Binance is at 603, down almost 2%. And Sol is at 172, down almost 3%. Rounding off the top 10, we have USDC, XRP, Dogecoin, Toncoin, and Cardano. The total market cap is at $2.59 trillion. A Bitcoin dominance of 52.9 and an ETH dominance of 17.9. And that was our show today. Remember to check us out on Substack, on Twitter at DCN Daily Crypto. And until tomorrow, where you'll have Asia Focus and Sarah to be your host, happy hodling, everyone.